Alright, so like my mouse went out of the game window and like hit the end stream button. Thankfully like I double clicked, so I think it hit the go live button again, and it brought up like the menu asking me what title I wanted, so I was able to notice that it actually stopped. But
Yeah.
I don't know why my mouse keeps seeming to escape from the game window. That's, not exactly good. Just in
That,
case, like to avoid disaster, I'm going to move the like OBS window to like shove the end stream button off the bottom of the screen. That feels like a good idea to me.
agreed.
Besides
I'd rather
that,
not, yeah, I'd rather not see that happen again for you. That's unfortunate.
let's see if doing full screen helps at all. Well, now the game's cut off in stream, so transform, hit the screen, there we go. Let's see if that keeps my mouse contained just a little bit better.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, it is rather fortunate that the stream ended and I noticed right away, and that I didn't just do a whole ton of stuff without realizing that the stream stopped.
Indeed. For those of you, who were not here live with us, which is pretty much everybody, all that happened is Grayson flew over to that little building, killed an enemy, grabbed a couple chests. That's it.
Oh wait, did like this stream end before I flew over there?
I think it ended like while you were in midair. Honestly,
Yeah. Well,
not
either way,
not a,
not much was lost.
yeah. I mean, they can use their imaginations.
Indeed. I got that. Making sure they're that's just the start of the level, yeah.
Yeah.
See. No leads on where that key might be so far. Yeah, there's nothing else I can exactly fly to from there. Just making sure I've explored every avenue that I have. There's some gems up there.
Mm-hmm.
Get to there. Oh, that is actually... am I? No. So, probably need to get from like a different angle or something like that.
Seems like a good plan to me.
Where was I gonna go? Over there. Way to get up on these walls. Be so nice if I could just like zoom out the camera or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you recall, you can use I believe it's the F key to, look around a little bit more. You can't zoom out with it, but it does at least
Yeah.
give you, a bit more mobility over what the camera's doing.
Probably not the most helpful though. I don't think I'm able to get up on the wall like that, am I?
I'm not aware of you being able to.
Well, what matters is not the intended solution then.
Indeed. Yeah, if you were able to get up there, I'd say that you found an unintended solution. But, those are cool too. If you get
Just
too
to-
lost,
Just to
Yeah, go
avoid
ahead.
me like trying it again and having to run all the way back. It's not just that I didn't get a good enough jump, is it?
correct. It's not.
Okay.
If you get to the point where you're too frustrated with it, let me know and I'll be happy to give you a mild hint.
Makes sense.
But I honestly do think you're capable of figuring this one out yourself.
I'm sure I can figure it out eventually. Again, being able to zoom out would be really nice so I can see what all I have to work with. It really, like, the fact that there's even like a little step there is kind of telling me that surely they expect you to get onto there.
I'd certainly say that that's a very reasonable assumption.
Since I can't like zoom out or anything, I think I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, since I can't zoom out, I was saying that I might as well just jump down to get a different angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you've got it. So, something worth noting, and I don't think anyone ever figures it out this way, but right here, right where you're standing right this second, there were 3 red gems trailing off the side, leading around the direction you're supposed to glide off of. A very
Oh,
subtle marker that you're supposed to
that's
glide
good.
here.
I like that. He lives up to his name.
Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures
Indeed.
standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled with a pinch of salt.
I love the added, how do I phrase it, gusto with which the voice actor in this version of the game says those lines. The
Nice.
original voice actor was just kind of blasé about it.
I was hoping I could like jump up there, but I didn't. That was unfortunate, but I
Indeed.
sort of walked off the platform before I jumped, so it didn't work out too well for me.
Unfortunate. But yeah, it's definitely probably I'd say I'm gonna say probably my second favorite special thing to figure out in this particular world. I really do like that particular trick. Gliding around the side there to find him.
It is pretty cool. That glide didn't even happen there. Maybe I let go of just a bit too late.
And we all mess up our glide sometimes.
Nice.
I'd say I
Alright.
probably honestly finish the level more often than not on this island as well.
I realized that I forgot to click on Discord, so it's flared on top.
Unfortunate. Kobe says he really wants to reset his phone, not gonna lie. What's wrong with it, Kobe? He says it's just a rest of random shit. It's just a mess of random shit.
Indeed.
Nice. You beat your first level of the second world.
I did it.
And you know now that if you were in a rush, which I hope you're not, you have more than enough to move on to the third world.
Indeed. You know, I was thinking it when I entered this area for the first time, but this music sounds really familiar. It's not a game I remember all that well, so it's hard for me to pinpoint exactly like how far I got, but you know, it makes sense that I at least played it long enough to get to this world. But this probably sounds like the most familiar music track I've heard so far.
Would make sense. I do feel like this is a relatively easy world to get to, considering the requirement for getting here is only 10 dragons.
Indeed. And considering I don't remember how far I got, like when I was a kid playing this on PS1, like, you know, I can't say for sure, but I have to wonder if really big like loop there. Nice.
Hmm. He sometimes does huge ones.
But I have to wonder if I remember the music for that last level, last like hub world so much because I spent a long time on this world. Could be. I believe it.
Potentially. I'd certainly say that compared to the last world, this one takes far longer. 100% though, this one is the second shortest world, though.
You missed.
I really love the layout of this particular level. I'd say probably this is my favorite level in the second home.
It looks cool.
Yeah. I will say though that Reignited really amps up the cool factor of another level you've yet to see though, so it might be tied with that one.
I love how like expressive the cactus is.
It's fantastic. Ah, welcome, your first bottomless pet. Not technically bottomless in terms of what it looks like, but fall down there and you're not going to have a good time.
I mean, I figured, but I didn't really process that it was the first one. I'm just admiring the view.
Oh wait, yeah, actually no, you're wrong, it's not, because the last level, that island you glided to at the very end is over one. Never mind.
Oh yeah. I completely didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, but in the first world, any such pets were always just over water, so if you fell in it, you just drowned.
Makes sense. I beat at it. Can't believe I already forgot that there was like a bottomless pit below the area you're talking about in the last area.
I've played this game dozens of times, and yet somehow I just forgot.
Here. I hear these somewhere.
Yep.
Another
relatively simple circuit one.
Indeed, these
although
are nice. Trying to take
although I won't
racing
deny,
around is fun.
I will deny though. I won't deny though that the buildings being sort of blocky and square shaped can make your path a little bit more annoying than the last one, though.
Indeed. It's like I was gaining on him, but I kind of lost that. There we go.
There you go.
Huh.
Good job.
Cool looking area.
It really is.
I just thought it was so funny. Like he tried to stab me, but just... How does he think that's going to work?
He clearly isn't.
Do it again.
You might have to edge a little bit closer. Ah, there you go.
He just completely overestimates how far his armor will reach.
Indeed.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't work on metal, but charge it with your horns, that should do the trick.
I
You can
wonder
tell
who
the game.
that tip is meant for, considering there's one of those enemies blocking you at the very start of the level, and you kind of have to get past it.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a really good question, frankly. I have to say, though, you can tell the game is still vaguely in tutorial mode at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it was for the PS1, and I think around that era, everyone was kind of afraid how people would, like, respond to 3D games, so the tutorials were a bit, like, overbearing.
Indeed.
Like everyone
Spyro 2
remembers
and
like
3.
the owl from that one Ocarina of Time game.
Fair. But yeah, Spyro 2 and 3 definitely
Whoa,
touches the
okay,
same
that did not stop my mouse from getting out of the window. There's Firefox opening.
Oh no! Not Firefox.
My arch nemesis. My computer's making noise.
Oh no.
Okay, so what? How the fuck do I stop my cursor from getting out of the window? What the fuck?
Couldn't tell you,
Let me
frankly.
try just regular full screen.
Honestly, that's how I've always played this game.
No, my mouse, on the settings screen at least, can still go off of the window. That is not a good sign.
Oh joy.
Here, you know what? Here's an idea. First of all, change it back to borderless full screen so my monitor doesn't turn black every time I alt tab. I'm going to end the task of Windows Explorer so it gets rid of the taskbar so I don't accidentally open Firefox again.
That makes sense.
I could just like open Task Manager to get it back when I'm done, but seems like it makes no sense to me. Now I have to move OBS down further to get the end stream button even more off screen. You know, just in case.
Very unique problem. I honestly didn't know you could close the taskbar. That's news to me.
Yep, it's tied to like Windows Explorer that renders the desktop as well as the taskbar. So if you end the task, both of those disappear.
Hmm.
I know this because my old computer that I had for like 7 years before getting rid of it would always have the problem where that stuff would crash, and I kind of had to learn to just open Task Manager when that happened to manually run Explorer.exe to get it back.
I see. Yeah, it reminds me of my most unique problem where I was young and an idiot and decided to turn off the driver for the mouse, so I had to re-navigate and turn it back on using the keyboard only. Painful thing. Reminded me not to go screwing around with drivers unless you need to.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I was like 12, so, 12-year-olds make a lot of mistakes.
Indeed.
I really do like how this half this level is just a city built into this cliff.
I do like the look of this place. I see there's a ton of those vultures over there.
Yep.
It looks like another like semi-wide open area, like
Yep.
in the first world. Nice.
Oh yeah. I often think of that as the stone hill of this world. Because it behaves exactly like how Stone Hill does. Area that looks
Yeah,
bigger
I see
than
those,
it
like
is.
statues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you better believe that if you run between them, the same thing's gonna happen.
Some of the chests look exactly the same. Like this is the one that required the cannon in the hub world, right?
Yep. That's correct.
I'm just sort of scanning the environment.
You absolutely have to in this level, trust me.
There are some chests on top of the buildings that I didn't get. I don't entirely know where cannon might be. Okay, I'm just going down there. Probably easier to see it there anyway. First of all, there's this.
How do we both not see that?
Must have just never been on screen.
This is definitely one of those moments where there's several things that I'm like, oh, I want to tell him, and I'm like, nah, I can't tell him.
I see that.
There you
I was
go.
wondering if that was gonna be it. I was
Yep,
like, I
you
see a
figured it out.
firework. I know 100% I can light it, but is that just like decorative, or is it what I'm supposed to do?
I'm pretty sure both in the original game and in this remake, the developers intend for you to glide to that building and light it from the top, but it is possible, as you just saw, to light it from below, so...
Yeah, I was definitely gonna start looking for a way on top of the building if I couldn't get it from there. I'm surprised that you can do that.
You can.
Enzo.
Enzo.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Sounds Italian to me for
What
some
are you
reason.
asking me for? Go find out your fucking self.
Yeah, that's about right. It's one of those moments where the game is basically telling you, hey, this is the right spot to glide from.
Makes sense. But speaking of spots to glide from, I'm just like,
Yep.
oh,
When you
that's cool.
when you rescue him, that gets activated to save you trouble.
That's cool. I like that.
Yep.
Speaking of places to glide from, I'm sure I could get from like the dragon statue to those chests on the roof. I probably don't need to worry about that right now. Yeah, I'm not sure I would.
Oh my god, you just barely didn't make that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sure if I could make that just looking at that jump.
It's possible, although you definitely did not quite maximize your jump since you almost didn't make it.
Yeah, if I start like sliding on the ledge.
Yeah, you're lucky that for whatever reason the physics engine allowed that.
Yeah, it's like you did good enough. Here you go.
Hello to Marco.
Polo.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind over there.
Not
Really?
entirely true that it's the highest point. The thing he just activated, you're right.
So that's supposed to be like what tells you about those. Gotcha.
Yep. There's now one for both the area you were in before and one for right here as well. So,
Even unlocked
game was-
birds of a feather.
nice. Which is one of those achievements you would have got no matter what, because if you're going to do a completionist run, you have to kill them all since they drop gems.
Yep. Making sure I don't need to get anything down there.
Makes sense. Yeah, at this point, just finding all the gems they've headed across the level.
Yep. Alright,
Indeed.
so those are all the ones where I knew where they were exactly.
Yeah, but the good
Quite a
news
bit of
is,
gems.
yeah, the good news though is that those gems are all your method.
Nothing interesting over here as far as I can tell.
You would be wrong. There you go.
Wait, what? There is something over
Oh, I
here?
meant those. No, I mean the two chests you just burned.
Oh no, I'm talking about like this river here.
Oh, no, I wouldn't tell you that. If there was something in that river that you were missing, I would not tell you that it was there. You need to figure that out for yourself.
Indeed, I'd
I-
assume, but
Again, if you get really, really stuck on a level and want a hint, I'm always happy to give you something, but otherwise, I'm not gonna, state anything unless I think you're going to miss something that's not completion related.
yeah, it really doesn't seem like there's anything in the river area there. Well, I somehow missed chests near the beginning that one time, so I might as well double check all these areas to make sure I didn't miss stuff like that chest.
It's very easy to miss things.
Didn't miss anything in this room here, as far as I can tell. I really think there's something up here, but I have to get up there if I want to find out.
Well, you have a whirlwind.
Yep. Huh.
And you were right.
Nice. Imagine that's most of what I was missing. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All of you are missing. There's a lot hidden behind there. You're welcome to go all the way to the top if you want, but I just honestly exit level on this
No.
one. Fair.
Hiking.
I'm not going to deny that I haven't done the same thing on many occasions.
We use the whirlwind, but no. Hiking. Because it's funny to do it this way.
Indeed. Well, congrats. You finished another level.
Hooray. Wonder what I'm missing out here. Definitely not those guys, because I murdered all of them already.
I believe it's just be gems, but yeah, you're definitely missing some gems. I mean, you haven't
but I wonder where the gems are, basically.
Well, you haven't even seen one of the portals yet, so I can certainly say you're missing some gems by that one.
Would absolutely make sense.
And there you go. Portals and, gems and the portal. I was saying that there was another level that now sort of ties for the last one you were in. This is that one. I didn't like it as much in the original game, but they really did some amazing stuff with the visuals for this level in Reignited. It's a really cool looking level now.
The skybox looks nice. Ooh.
Yep.
I do really like the look of this one.
It's a really cool level. And the original PlayStation 1 graphics, this didn't work as well, but it looks really, really cool now.
Yeah. Well, there's this guy.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he won't try to stab you, but he might try to scare you.
Ooh. Yeah, he keeps going like, boo. 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 I love the enemy so far.
Yeah, I didn't mean to
Oh,
say
God.
that. Well, not that guy, he's just an asshole.
He's just a prick. Ooh. Ulrich, that's a name.
Word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big.
Norse name.
Like me, before charging those large enemies.
Well, the game is still trying to
Yeah.
remind you how to
Don't
use your
forget.
ability.
I forget what the different colors for Orcs mean in terms of hell.
Blue is he's taken one hit. You are still fairly okay with your health, but I'm gonna give you a hint with this level. This level has the most annoying fodder in the game because they can fly, the bats.
Yeah, I thought it was the bats, but I
Yes,
went
if
back
you
to
are
like
low
see if
on-
they were still there. Didn't seem
If
like
you,
it.
if you are low on health in this level and you see a bat, just try and catch it because they are an absolute pain to get when you're in extreme emergency mode.
Yeah, makes sense. I really like the effect of like gems at like a distance.
Yeah, it's really neat that because of the fact that this is, not the PS1 version, you can actually have the whole level loaded in at once, and so you can see gem sparkles from way over there. I mean, that's near the end of the level. In fact, if you look closely behind the gem glint, you can even see the return home words glinting too.
Yeah, I see the letters there.
Yeah, so it is amazing how good the draw distance is.
Yeah, technology.
Technology.
I barely didn't even see that one.
Yeah, like I said, the bats are a pain.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I'm genuinely kind of astonished this level is not later in the game. It's probably one of the most complex levels you're going to find within the first third. If nothing else, because of the stupid fodder.
Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor, and in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
It's the game giving you a little hint.
Nice.
Yep.
Nah, but it was worth a shot to see if that was something I needed to get.
Here's a question in general for things like that, though, where it's unclear. Would you want me to tell you if there was a situation like that where it actually was something for you to get?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because with stuff like that where it's not obvious at all, I mean, you're potentially passing it by and then you have to backtrack and it might not be obvious. But on the other hand, it's something you would clearly figure out for yourself when it's the only thing left in the level, right?
Right, I mean, just to be clear, those things aren't something I need to get, are they?
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably a good thing that you told me that, because I would have never imagined that I need to do something with these.
You want me to tell you what you need to do?
I mean, I don't really have any ideas, but depends on how hard you think it would be to figure out. I don't just like run around them or anything stupid like that, do I?
I want to tell you that it is an incredibly simplistic
Oh my
thing.
god.
Yep, there you go.
Well, I figured it out.
Yep.
It's like something I can glide to, but finish exploring this area first.
Yeah, but in the future for levels like things like that in levels, would you want me to keep telling you things like that?
Yeah, I would say if I like write off something that actually is like a thing like that, that can't possibly be a thing, but it actually is, then like I would say tell me. But I am glad that I kind of like figured it out on my own, like what to do with them once I knew that I had to do something with them. So
Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna give you solutions Socratically, where I give you little inches towards the answer, and you have to figure the rest out for yourself, only inching closer if you can't.
makes sense, and that's the best way to approach that, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's how I teach people math, so it's also how, I would help people solve these sorts of problems
Thank you
too.
for releasing me.
But yeah, if a student comes to me and they're needing help with their homework, I'm not about to just give them the answer. Rather, I'll give them little prods in the same manner of, have you considered this? What would happen if you did that? Etc.
Makes sense. It feels like the end of all I had to explore with that, because it seems like I can just glide there from that little platform with like the key on it.
Essentially,
great.
yeah. Oh, well, that was unfortunate.
I slipped. Fitting it's the ice level.
Indeed. Not only
It's
can the Norks
thematically
fall off,
appropriate. Oh, I'm
not,
here.
yeah, not only can the Norks fall off, so can you.
And I'm not even wearing heavy armor.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah, it's like hard to see that with the charging like camera angle. I tried to like charge into him, but didn't work out too well.
Indeed. Hey, you got all the bats. Good job.
Nice. I mean, there's here, but there's also the platform with the chest. Better check both to see which is like a higher or like better angle to glide at that from.
I'll tell you, one works and the other absolutely does not.
This feels like something that would be better. Yeah.
And it is. You would have died if you tried the other. The thing I hate about this, though, is it means that once you realize that you need to glide there from the chest platform, you have to go all the way back to the chest platform, glide down to here, and then you have to loop all the way back again so that you can actually unlock the chest.
Yeah.
That does annoy me a bit.
So there's nothing like a whirlwind or anything like that that would take me to the start of the level, like once I'm at the end.
No, unfortunately not.
They really should have put something like that.
Actually, you know what? Keep going, keep going. I just remembered that there's something I want to show you at the very beginning of the level when you're done with it, so you'll have to backtrack anyway.
Alright.
It's the kind of thing that I would not show you until you've already seen the whole level, so you can appreciate how interesting it is.
There. Nice try. Yeah, sure.
Indeed.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now, where was I?
I feel like I remember that guy. Both
Yeah,
the
he's
name and
probably
like
one
the
of the-
voice kind of sound familiar if like the voice is like similar to the original.
Yep. And that is actually one of the cases where they've changed the dialogue a little bit. This game is notorious for like half the dragons having the line, "Thank you for releasing me," and he was one of those. They've added a little bit more flavor to him, which
Nice.
frankly this change I have no problem with, because half the dragons saying the same thing was a little boring.
Yeah. Hey, weird that the fire doesn't melt the snowballs. That seems kind of odd.
Indeed, you'd think it would, but, you know, it didn't in the original games. I suppose they decided that it would be unrealistic to do it here either. And in the original game, I think that the projectiles were far enough to really see beyond the fast blur that it wouldn't have even made much sense if you could. PS1 stuff. Cubby's getting tried. Good night,
He's getting
Toby.
tried. For what? For sleep crimes, probably.
Probably.
Good night, night, Covey.
Good night, night. I do think there's a potential possibility you may have figured out the thing about those at this point, given that they were different colors, but who knows.
The thing about those?
Yeah, the pokey stick things that the gems were bouncing on. Some were green, some were red. You may have figured out at this point if I hadn't sort of hinted at it.
Like those things?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like the gems on top are different colors, or?
Yeah, they were different colors here.
Oh yeah, I saw that. For a second, I thought you were saying the poles themselves are different colors.
No. Cubby says he's getting a word from his lawyer saying he shouldn't talk about it.
Ah, of course.
So,
Oh, that didn't do it. There we go.
yeah. He's a sneaky one. You think you've got him, but if you say keep too close to him, which luckily enough you didn't, he has enough of a window there to hit you before you realize he's not dead.
You've done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
Thank you for being cryptic.
Indeed. Helpfully unhelpful.
Indeed.
Still trying to scare you, I see.
Yep. Here's this thing. I was already there, just went up the wall thing, so probably nothing much to see there.
Yep. Extra life.
Hooray! I didn't comment on it, but I only like noticed that those chests have eyes.
They
Like
do.
on the last level. So
I believe it's time for you to begin your backtrack.
to what, like you were talking about the start of the level, or?
Yep. And get the key into the chest on the way.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can get there from any place I can see.
Nope.
Gotta remember the weird little hole here.
Yeah, don't fall into the weird little hole.
I was preparing to glide because I knew that, you know, I was gonna let go off the edge at some point.
Yep. Understandable. Being dead sucks. Let's be honest.
Indeed. Apparently, bashing into the chest didn't work. I had to go towards the front of it.
Yep. Alright, now just keep walking back towards the beginning. I believe you have everything now. Technically, you're gonna get a few free lives for this, but honestly, I think it's worth
Yeah, I
showing
mean,
you
how
this.
else would I know that? Oh, geez.
Yeah,
How else would I know
yeah.
how to get to that platform, I suppose?
Yeah, I think you figured out where we're going. So go to the end of this pillar thing, and then glide to the right around this wall.
I think I see what you're talking about. Huh.
Yep, right from there. Ayla's a little secret. Which, you were saying, is there a way to get back to the beginning from the end? No, but there's a way to get to the end straight from the beginning.
Huh. That is kind of funny.
Honestly, because of those extra lives, whenever I play this game, I just go straight this way and work my way back through the level because the extra lives are nice.
Huh.
But we're in no rush, so I don't mind, you know, having you leap back through the level.
Indeed, I've got like 23.
Indeed.
Still, missing some gems in this area.
Yep.
So
We'll
keep
definitely get
looking
them all
around.
before you go. What was that?
I was just saying, I still keep looking around.
Yep.
I don't imagine that's anything up there.
Nope.
I do love how jittery this guy looks trying to rotate the camera.
He's
You alright
not,
there, bud?
he's not supposed to be. He's glitching out a bit.
Here, I'll light the cannon for you. See, I'm helping. Whoops.
Fantastic. I fucking love that. Maybe they do just glitch that out, though. Weird. I never noticed he just sort of like skates through the air slowly and jitterily.
Yeah, I mean, I would believe that they just don't expect you to watch them for this long.
Yeah, it's not something I've ever considered doing, but I do think that it's fun that you are.
That was an awful shot. How did he ever think that that would hit?
Yeah.
Hooray,
And
I
yeah,
win.
you can duel them, which is also quite fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
I will see how thorough I can be with this area, so I'll just beat all the enemies again.
Yeah, makes sense.
Look around to see if there's anything like suspicious to shoot, for example.
Makes sense.
Nothing seems like it would be particularly shootable so far.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate your thoroughness.
Is it literally only this stuff?
Honestly, I believe so, yeah.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Night
No, that's
flight,
the
huh?
Yep, you have two things left you can do. This flight level or the boss level.
Might as well do this.
Yeah. This is probably one of the most fun flights in the game, in my opinion. I really like Night Flight. It's just a fun joyride. Certainly the one you did before, I'd say, is a harder one. But then I don't think they expect you to find that one before this one.
I mean, I'm already seeing how the just that those line up. I
Yep.
can't see enough behind me to know if I missed one. Oh well.
You didn't.
Oh, that was a bit awkward.
Just keep going, this won't be your... Well, that definitely won't be. It takes a little getting
Yeah, I
adjusted to
hate
those.
having to like use the mouse for this because if I learned last time I can't invert the like keyboard controls.
I can say 100% that the flight levels are harder with mouse and keyboard than with controller. Especially this particular thing, getting these checked on these platforms for some reason.
Is that like a very like holding an arrow?
Yes, that is a fairy holding an arrow.
Love it.
It's arrow cheer now. Yeah, I would say of all the flight levels, this is the one where mixing the items is the least reasonable. Just going
yeah,
in
this
order.
one just feels fairly straightforward so far.
Yeah, it really is. And then it immediately loops on to the lighthouses. You claim the middles of them.
Oh.
Which means this won't be the
I
attempt.
didn't really
since
pay
you've
attention
already
to the stat screen, so I didn't really see what was going on. I was too focused on the fact that like I died because of mouse controls.
No, it's perfectly reasonable. In retrospect, I should have let you figure that one out for yourself. Sorry. I started panicking
Oh,
a
it's
little
fine.
bit.
I don't know if I exactly would have figured that out anyway. The lights are just here. Okay, the arches are here. I'm trying to like get a feel for exactly how the level is laid out.
Yeah, there
But,
definitely are ways that you can shave time off this one, but if all you wanted to finish it, you could just literally go in the order you were before.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that was like in the middle of the arches path. I was wondering if I could just like break off and do those, but then I realized that was the area I ended up at the very end of the other three things, so it really doesn't matter. I just
No.
just do it the way I was doing it before. Yeah, this
Yeah,
one definitely doesn't seem as hard as the other one.
The other 4 flight levels, including the one you've already done, are definitely harder than this one. This is, I'd say, the simplest of the 5. And as one would expect, the hardest is probably the last one.
Well,
Although I will have to admit the fourth one is also a bit of a doozy now that I think about it.
Where would you
I
rank the first one?
Okay, so if I were to rank the 5 of them, I'd say that the first one is probably the second easiest, and this is the easiest.
Huh.
And then they
Well,
actually
glad to
count
hear
up
they
in
won't
order.
all be easier.
And then they sort of count up in order, where I would say that the next one is the third hardest, the fourth one is the second hardest, and the last one is the hardest.
It'll be interesting to see how that one works.
Yeah, the last two, by all means, if you try to do them in order like you're doing with this one, you probably won't make it.
There aren't any lighthouses.
Yeah,
I
you
should probably
should have
figure
turned
out
right.
where the lighthouses are.
Yeah, you should have turned right when you turned left, is all I'll say. Now, where that's at, I will let you figure out.
It probably won't be too hard. I'll just do the whole route again. If this
Actually,
was
no.
like harder, I would like dedicate a run to just figuring out where the lighthouses are. But,
Actually, you know what? I might switch the next to last and the last one now that I think about it. Flight 4 really is a bit of a pain in the ass now that I'm really stopping and thinking about what's
I
involved.
touched the ground, but like I think I had momentum to get off of the platform. It seemed like.
These things happen. Oh, here's a fun fact as well. I'm pretty sure, and you'll have to see for yourself when you actually get to those levels, but I'm pretty sure the third and fifth flights are actually swapped from what they originally intended because of the theming. I think they swapped it because, well, the third is much easier than the fifth is, but the third looks like the fifth with the fifth world better, and the fifth with the third world better.
Huh.
It's one of those curious little things that I have no evidence for, but,
I was
you
like
know.
moving the mouse up as fast as I could, but I couldn't do it fast enough.
Ah, darn it. Yeah, at this point, it's very much like beating a Toho game that you already know all the tricks of. It's just getting the right run.
Yep. I do have to wonder how much harder the others will be. Because I do not like the precise movement that like the chest takes. The rest seems easy enough, but like the dives and like the ones where you have to go like straight up if you want to do the chest really fast. Could be better is all I'm saying.
I do think that this level's chests are angled at the weirdest points, I'll be honest, but what I will say is that unfortunately, chests are probably the most common thing to appear in flight levels as a goal.
Right, but I mean like the way those ones are arranged is a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah, I agree that with these going up and down like this, it's a bit more annoying.
I just
There's
gonna
one more.
figure out where the lighthouses are at this point. I keep losing them.
The rest of them are over here.
Well, didn't have my hand on the keyboard because I wasn't expecting that. I missed one somewhere.
Yeah, you kind of did them slightly out of order, and so one of them you sort of passed by. I mean, you'll figure out where it is.
Yeah, I'll just do a normal run and see if I can't figure out the lighthouses now that I've
Yep.
sort of gotten a feel for where they might be.
You're missing one pivotal turn to make this significantly easier. If you like, I'm happy to tell you when. So that's up to you.
A turn, huh?
Yep, there is one point at which you should turn that you are not.
mean, you mentioned at one point previously that I should turn right when I turned left that one time.
Yep. But I'll only tell you when if you want to know. Otherwise, I'll let you keep going at it.
Makes sense to me. But, oh wait, there was an arrow thing there. That feels like it's important for the lighthouses, honestly.
Oh, my dumbass. Sorry, Grayson. When I said right and left, I had that backwards. Left. That fairy is telling you exactly what I was meaning you should do. I just got left and right mixed up in my head for some reason. Oh well, I guess I didn't spoil anything for you because I can't even get left and right straight. It's fun watching people figure these out.
Alright. No, wait, I saw light passes over here, so I definitely want to go this way.
Yep, absolutely.
This
I think you're just
ought to be it.
barely gonna run out of time. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Oh my
Hey!
god! Oh!
I wasn't even looking at where I was flying at that point. I was just watching the timer. It's like I'm gonna flame like as soon as I think I'm running out of time.
That was so close.
Well,
Jesus.
I did it.
0.2 seconds.
Point two.
Incredible, Grace. Jesus,
I did it.
you did it.
Yay me.
I genuinely thought you were gonna have to do one more run there.
Didn't even do.
He's just shivering. He's scared.
Well, bye-bye.
He's not scared anymore.
I tried to stop gliding, and when that didn't work, I tried to like starting a new glide like after I hit the ground, but I like fell off the platform before I could jump, and it was just a mess.
Unfortunate.
Hey, what were they doing before I got here?
Good question. Probably just hanging out.
That makes sense.
Yep, this is the last thing. Interesting fact about this level, and the original game, and you could probably get this by it being an older game, and then a lot of games back in that era doing this, but the PS1 game had like a demo mode that would enter on the main screen if you left it running too long. And this level is one of the levels that there was a demo mode for. But the hilarious thing is the person who demo moded this did an absolutely horrific job, just like charging right off the cliff at the end of the demo rail.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
That looks pretty cool up there.
Oh yeah, it's really neat that this level takes place during an eclipse.
So am I seeing this right? Is that guy like pushing them forward?
Yep, She hits them with a spoon and they start running towards you. But because they got a bucket on their head, they have no idea where you are. And if you just let them pass, they'll run off a cliff and die, and the gem will fly back up.
Yeah, I saw like one of them just kind of hit that wall and die.
It's hilarious.
There's some great enemy design in this.
Indeed.
Oh, I didn't know there was a third one.
Yep. The game was going to trick you at some point.
Ah, yes, the deadly wave of spoon at me attack.
Not the spoon.
Anything with a spoon.
Recall that you can hit F to drop down mid-flight.
Good to
Of
know.
all
I
the-
forgot about that.
Of all the things the game reminds you of, for some absurd reason, they never remind you of that.
They should, honestly.
Yeah.
Dr. Shemp thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
I just love how the voice acting sounds for that guy. They really good job of like capturing just the complaining tone.
Indeed, it's fantastic. I like it even better than the original, and honestly, the original voice actor for that guy did a good job too. So, oh, another interesting fact: his dialogue is ever so slightly changed. Originally, he said, "You don't know what it's like listening to this guy over and over." Wait, sorry. He says, "This guy thinks he's so cool," and then he says the rest. Where originally it was, I'm gonna start over. Now he says Dr. Shep thinks he's so cool. Originally it was this guy thinks he's so cool. So they've been a bit more specific about it. You might notice that his armor is not very good.
I notice. I'm just trying to figure out what his deal is. He didn't attack before, right? There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Nice. I think you got him down.
Make sure I didn't miss anything. Doesn't seem like it. This guy who thinks he's so cool.
He really does, doesn't he?
Well, I lit off of that. He turned right around. He was expecting it.
Yep.
He's got really good tracking.
Yep. I didn't forget that if you don't know what to do with this guy, he actually can hit you pretty damn good. He absolutely has a heavily exploitable pattern. It could be dead in seconds, but...
I gotta figure out if his, like, pattern is changing, because it seems like at the beginning there, he's prone to just, like, running around in, like, a circle around the edge of the arena. But I have no idea what he's, doing in this one. Wait a minute. Okay, let me try something.
I think you've got it.
There we
Yep.
go. I had to like do it one more time to make sure I was seeing it right.
Yep. Observation is key with Dr. Shep.
Oh. Well, he's doing it a bit differently this time.
Yeah, every one of his attacks is a little different.
Yeah, I feel like I need to be a bit faster.
I love the whole he's watching you thing he does with his finger.
It's pretty great. God damn it. Okay. Gonna see if I've got this. No.
I'll let you know what I do once you figure it out for yourself. You might do something slightly different.
Just fell off. Okay. If I'm understanding this correctly, it seems like he stops the spin as soon as he's facing me again, so it's not like I go right. Unless it's actually, like, worth trying. No. I almost fell off, but I need to get out of there before he hit me again. Okay,
There you
so
go.
the first thing I was trying to do was the solution. I just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah.
Good to know.
The way that I do it that speeds it up even faster is you just get right next to him, jump as soon as his staff comes, and flame right while you're in the air, and you'll happen
Oh, I can
while
jump
you're
over
above.
that.
Yep, you'll happen to be over his staff at exactly the right moment in time to flame his back. It's not obvious. I will certainly agree with that. But it's a good time
What's in the
save.
box?
What's that?
I got an achievement called What's in the Box.
Huh. Another one of those that there's no way you could avoid just by playing the game.
Indeed.
But yeah, definitely in retrospect, this is probably one of the more satisfying bosses in this game. I think about it, even-numbered bosses are the ones that are actually more in-depth oriented.
Indeed.
2, 4, and 6 are probably the bosses that have the most to them. Whereas 1, 3, and 5 are kind of just eh.
I was figuring I would, like, loop around to figure out how to get that thing up there sooner, but it seems like I just straight up missed stuff out here.
Yep.
Oh, he does react eventually, does he?
Apparently so. I love how you're just playing with these guys, seeing what they do.
Yeah, it is fun to see. And it makes sense that it would react at some point despite being blind. I'm sure there is a point where you just hear the footsteps. Just
Indeed.
assume that you've got to attack at that point.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Sure, I missed anything up here. Doesn't seem like it. Oh boy.
You meant it's possible, trust me. Don't think you were jumping from the wrong spot. That is doable.
Yeah.
It's just precise.
Oh,
You have to leave through the little area you're currently facing.
yeah, I was just thinking that.
Nice.
There we
You got a
go.
really quick glide there.
Sweet. So, not feeling like fighting that guy again, so,
Yeah, exit level is absolutely reasonable. Hey, you did it.
the adventure continues.
That does.
I feel like it's
3,000.
probably a good stopping point, just like last time. Kind
Yep.
of completed what I could do in this world, so next stream will be the next world.
Yep, next time, Magic Crafters World.
Nice.
Yep.
This is fun, as always.
Indeed. It's a
I
good
definitely
game.
can see myself sticking with this long enough to, be excited to see what the future games have in store.
Indeed, and they only get better from here. The other games are
I
far
bet.
more in depth. I mean, this game is literally just the collectathon features, but the follow-up games have, more mini games to them, more collectibles, and bosses that are actually, more like you would expect from a, platformer from the era.
I mean, that last boss is definitely better than the first world boss. That's
Yeah,
that probably goes without saying.
I kind of
enjoyed fighting
forgot
that guy.
about. I kind of forgot about the fact that Dr. Chef actually can be hard. Yeah, I would say he's definitely probably one of the hardest bosses in this game.
Yeah, I definitely get that because I'm sure you could imagine with like Sonic games, for instance,
Mhm.
there were a lot of moments where I was like, huh, I forgot this boss could be hard if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly the case. I mean, this guy, it's always the same thing. He spins around on the first one, you flame his back. The second one, um he does his weird little pirouette at the beginning, you flame his back. The third one, he swings the cane low, you jump over it, you flame his back.
Or
It's
in my case, just
over and
run
done.
away and come back.
Yeah, that works too, but once you know his attack pattern, he's got nothing on you. It's learning the attack patterns that's the hard part.
Indeed, which I enjoyed doing.
Indeed.
It is fun just seeing like how the enemies behave and whatnot.
Yeah. So what would you say of these levels was the one you enjoyed the most?
Hmm.
I've already
Uh,
provided my thoughts that Cliff Town with Ice Cavern in the newer version sort of tied.
In terms of aesthetics, I definitely like the Ice Cavern, though,
Hmm.
the Eclipse skybox deserves like special mention just for being cool on its own. Though just
100%.
for like a whole level, like the entire aesthetic tied together, Ice Cavern is like 100% my favorite looking level.
I can definitely understand that. The Ice Cavern looks really, really cool in this remake. In the original, yeah, I think a lot of the ice textures that will end up looking kind of bland. The skybox you don't really get to see very much because it's hard to control the camera in such a way that you would see the sky most of the level. It has its shortcomings, but in this version, it's absolutely fantastic looking level.
I think like gameplay wise, my favorite level is that one that you described as being like a figure eight, where like I had
Yeah.
to glide around a corner to get to that last thing. It took me a while to figure out.
Oh yeah, that's a really cool level too.
It
So
felt
you've
the
heard me.
most like a full level, and I mean Ice Cavern did as well, but
Mhm.
I think it was Cliff Town that had like the out of bounds like wall statue
Yep,
things. That
yep,
one
yep.
is decent. I just it just felt more like a cross section of a level as opposed to a full level, honestly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I probably like that level as much as I do now, partially because I just really liked it as a kid. But I do see
Hmm.
now as an adult with a different eye on how these things work that certainly as levels go in terms of structure, Dry Canyon and Ice Cavern have a lot more depth to them. I would 100% agree with that. And I mean,
Yeah.
looking back on it, there are levels later in the game that I think as a kid I would have told you were way too much of a pain in the ass that now I look back very, very fondly on. Like the most infamous level in this game, which is in the fourth world, I'd say it's probably one of my favorite levels, despite the fact that, the first time you play it, it's a bit of a groaner with how much of a pain it is. But
Hmm.
I like the challenge of it. We'll get there eventually. So here's an
Maybe.
interesting question for you. As much as I've gushed over this world, where do you think I would rank this amongst all of the worlds in the game?
Where do I think you would rank it?
Yep,
I don't know how many worlds there are. How many are there?
sex.
Hmm. I mean, I really have no concept for how good the later areas will be.
Yeah,
I
and that's
think it
sort
would
of
like if you're asking that, I feel like that might I could be looking into it too much, but that might be a hint that it's in like the top half at least.
actually it's kind of the opposite. So here's the thing. I explained how much I like this world and everything associated with it, but this is a lead in to say just how cool shit gets later. This is actually my least favorite world in the first game.
Really?
Yep,
I would have
really.
thought it would be like the first one, honestly.
I really like the aesthetics of the first world. I
Yeah,
genuinely do think that the levels are really beautiful in the first world.
there. And I mean they're definitely good for like first levels, but
Mhm.
they're just that, like first levels.
Oh, I'm certainly not saying it's my favorite. Trust me, it's near the bottom too.
I mean, yeah, I'm only going off of the two that I've seen. I
Yep,
definitely like the experience of this one more.
yep. Next time you will see what would have been as a kid my favorite world, and now as an adult is my second favorite world.
Nice.
Yep, it's a really good one. But yeah, I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah. But might as well